In the realm of historical milestones that transformed human existence, from the discovery of fire to groundbreaking advances in science, none held a candle to the seismic shift brought about by the enigmatic force known as the abyss. This ethereal dimension, teeming with unimaginable monsters, defied the boundaries of human imagination. Its revelation, however, heralded a new era. Transcendental powers awakened within individuals, enabling them to combat the abyssal creatures and venture into the unknown. Yet, with this newfound power came a radical societal change. No longer were one's worth and prospects determined by personality or effort, the decisive factor became their awakening rank. A high rank guaranteed a life of prosperity, ushering in an era where the extraordinary held sway over the ordinary. Amidst this transformed reality stood a man named Taehyun. Amidst the spoils of his latest victory over a monstrous adversary, he withdrew a shimmering purple crystal. However, Taehyun's jubilation was overshadowed by the harsh reality of his own existence. "I am but a porter, a mere carrier of the awakened," he bellowed in frustration. At 35, he remained unawakened, never having glimpsed the elusive status window that defined the awakened. "No matter how much loot I accumulate, without awakening, I am condemned to a life of mediocrity." His resentment resonated in the air, only to be interrupted by a startling revelation. The lifeless bodies scattered around him, casualties of a battle he seemed to have missed. The ominous system prompt revealed his solitary existence. "You are the last one left." In the hushed aftermath, an immense figure emerged, Asmodeus, a monstrous entity of triple S-rank designation. Multiple hands adorned with skull heads and two towering horns crowned its menacing presence. Undeterred, Taehyun plunged his knife into the behemoth with unwavering resolve. Yet, Asmodeus retaliated with a blinding aura, a strike that effortlessly claimed Taehyun's life. Amidst the throes of death, Taehyun's mind raced through the injustices of his life. A history of tragedy, bullying, and perpetual neglect for being unawakened flashed before his eyes. The bitterness welled within him until, in a moment of desperation, a revelation struck. God damn! Awakening! As if fate itself responded, the conditions for awakening aligned, enveloping Taehyun in an otherworldly light. All awakening conditions have been satisfied. The once-forgotten loser stood at the cusp of a transformation, ready to transcend his past and embrace the extraordinary power that had eluded him for so long. The story unfolded, promising a new chapter in the grand tapestry of the abyss and the awakening that awaited Taehyun. The scene shifted abruptly, transporting Taehyun to a heavenly realm. Surrounding him was a landscape reminiscent of paradise, bathed in a golden glow, while a grand staircase materialized before him. Above the stairs, a figure radiating an ethereal white aura floated in the air. Huh! Taehyun stood in awe, his eyes widening at the celestial spectacle unfolding before him. Casting a quick glance behind, he discovered that Asmodeus, the formidable foe set on ending his life, had frozen in its tracks. Approaching him with an air of regal nonchalance, the white figure spoke, "Huh, we are focused on someone like Asmodeus stopping? You, who are you?" A cryptic smile adorned the figure's lips. "Who knows? Some call me king. But you don't have to worry about that. I shall bestow authority onto you from now on." Taehyun, bewildered and grappling with the sudden turn of events, questioned, "King? Authority? Just what is he talking about? Did this being make Asmodeus like that?" The enigmatic figure dismissed Taehyun's skepticism. "It's not good to be so distrustful. I just admired your will and tenacity and came to choose you." Raising his hand, the figure continued, "However, it'd be good to think that this kind of miracle won't happen again." Taehyun, struggling to comprehend the unfolding surrealism, stammered, "Wait. Choose me? Just what is going on?" The figure chuckled, "Huh. Just wait patiently for your time. A day when you will understand everything shall come. Then let's meet again. As the figure spoke, a blinding white light enveloped Taehyun. Before he could comprehend the situation, a formidable dragon materialized above him, unleashing an overwhelming magical power that swiftly ended his existence. "My key," uttered the figure, and with a flash of radiant energy, Taehyun's consciousness was abruptly severed. The enigma surrounding his purpose, the white figure, and the newfound authority bestowed upon him lingered in the heavenly realm, leaving a trail of unanswered questions in the wake of Taehyun's unexpected demise. Overwhelmed by a sudden wave of dizziness and weakness, Taehyun found himself enveloped in darkness. A distant voice penetrated the void, questioning his seemingly oblivious state. "Hey, this bastard is sleeping? Crazy fucker, now is completely ignoring us." A slap jolted him back to consciousness as a man sneered, "Good morning." The stinging sensation on his face confirmed his rude awakening. "Are you awake now?" The voice belonged to none other than Bae Hyuksu. Taehyun's eyes widened in disbelief. "Bae Hyuksu?" He muttered incredulously, bewildered by the unexpected presence of the high school bully who had tormented him. Bae Hyuksu and his two companions continued their mockery, laughing at Taehyun's disoriented state. "Taehyun, why aren't you responding?" Taehyun mumbled to himself, "How is the bastard who bullied me in high school here right now? I was definitely in the abyss until just now." A realization struck him. By authority. With a sudden urgency, he accessed his stats window. Name, Kim Taehyun. Age, 19. Rank, F, awakened. Skill, Predation, 0%. The stark contrast hit him like a revelation. Age reversed, awakened status achieved, and a mysterious skill bestowed upon him. Taehyun couldn't contain his laughter. "I'm really going crazy." His laughter bewildered the onlookers. "What the? What's wrong with this fucker?" they exclaimed. "You motherfucker. You really want a thrashing." He unleashed a powerful punch, sending Hyuksu sprawling to the ground in unconsciousness. The corner of Taehyun's mouth curled into a triumphant smile. "That means that I, too." His stance shifted as confidence surged through him. "I am awakened." Wiping away the remnants of his former self, he stood tall. His friends, rushing to Hyuksu's aid, were met with an exuberant Gubiya Memo conjuring magical power. Skill Fireball. A sphere of flame materialized, and excitement gleamed in Gubiya Memo's eyes. The unfolding events marked the beginning of Taehyun's awakened journey, as the abyssal mysteries intertwined with the powers he now possessed. As minors, they hadn't been issued player licenses, their abilities unrefined, even sloppy. Taehyun couldn't help feeling a twinge of embarrassment, realizing that he had once been scared by such rudimentary skills. 35 years, he reflected, frustration evident in his internal monologue. Throughout my entire life as an unawakened, I did everything I could. From fundamental physical training to all known information about Avis and monsters. Knowledge of various skills, even interpersonal combat skills. So there's no way the diet should lose to untrained thugs like you who don't even know. Facing the approaching duo, he swiftly dodged the fiery attack and ruthlessly struck them down with a combination of punches and kicks, leaving them sprawled on the ground. Taehyun mumbled, "Of course. I have to redo physical training. What a load of bullshit." However, his momentary victory was interrupted by the resurgence of Hyuksu, who strode forward with a fierce smile. The revelation of Taehyun's awakened status seemed to have triggered a transformation in Hyuksu. "What? Awakened?" Hyuksu exclaimed. "Kim Taehyun. You son of a dash. You're indeed dead now." Weird stones emerged on Hyuksu's body as he activated his skill, Stone Skin, Tsi, strengthening his body with stones surging from the skin. Hyuksu charged towards Taehyun with stoned fists, aiming a powerful punch. Taehyun managed to dodge, but Hyuksu retaliated with a devastating jump, smashing both stoned hands into the ground and causing an explosion of dust and debris. Amidst the aftermath, Hyuksu stood up, revealing the extent of his newfound power. Behind Taehyun, Hyuksu charged his hand, but Taehyun sensed the sneak attack and retaliated with a punishing blow to Hyuksu's face. To his surprise, Taehyun's fist stung, blood splattering. Hyuksu grinned, taunting, "Whatcha doing?" Taehyun, shaking his head, admitted, "I hurt my own hand by hitting him." In retaliation, Hyuksu waved his hand, delivering a fierce blow to Taehyun's chest. The impact sent Taehyun flying back, dragging hard against the ground, and tearing it apart. Shocked and battered, Taehyun struggled to comprehend the sudden turn of events. Hyuksu, slowly advancing, taunted, "You should have known your limits while acting up. Coming back to your senses now, are you? You lowly unawakened bastard. What are you going to do now? Keep running like you were just now? Or maybe struggle around with the awakened skills of yours?" The battle intensified, revealing the unpredictable nature of awakened abilities and the challenges that lay ahead for Taehyun. Taehyun pondered for a moment, recognizing the stark reality of the power structure among the awakened. All awakened possess a skill and a rank, he mused, assessing his own status. F, the lowest rank, is barely distinguishable from a normal human. Starting from Frank, who is almost the same as a normal human, to S rank, with those in the territory of being called monsters, the physical abilities and skills of the awakened rise exponentially. Examining his own meager abilities, a skill named Predation, F, and a rank of F, Taehyun couldn't ignore the overwhelming disadvantage against Bae Hyuksu's C rank. Yet, an indescribable confidence welled within him. "But for some reason, I don't feel like I'm going to lose." A surge of red aura enveloped Taehyun as he rose to his feet. An ethereal power seemed to emanate from him, baffling both himself and Hyuksu. Hyuksu, witnessing Taehyun standing once again, couldn't hide his shock. "What the hell is that? No way you actually awakened, that lowly Kim Taehyun?" Taehyun clenched his fist, realizing the emergence of his mysterious skill. "Is this predation? I can feel the magic move to my will. I don't know what's happening." Undeterred, Hyuksu charged with his stoned body, confident that he could end it all by eliminating the caster. Taehyun, however, unleashed his newfound power, manipulating the very fabric of reality. The world around them twisted and turned, disorienting Hyuksu. As Taehyun held his hand against Hyuksu with his awakened powers, the stone-skinned assailant found himself in a perilous state. The stone-skinned gradually vanished, blood splattering across the sky. A colossal red blast erupted, shrouding the area in smoke. As the smoke dissipated, Taehyun stood triumphant, while Hyuksu lay burned and defeated. "Predation has been completed," echoed a mysterious voice. "As a result of preying upon a target, your rank has changed to E." A new skill, Stone Skin, was added to Taehyun's arsenal. The unfolding events marked a profound shift in Taehyun's awakened journey, as he discovered the depths of his newfound powers and the unpredictable nature of his abyssal abilities. After the fight ended, the scene shifted to the school clinic. A medical teacher was there who was frowned upon, seeing a student was hanging the other two students on his shoulders, and it seemed like they had a bloodbath. Bleeding from his head, Taehyun mustered a wry smile and humorously greeted the medical teacher, "Hello, teacher." The absurdity of the situation elicited a shout of surprise from the teacher, who promptly took charge. With efficiency born from years of handling student mishaps, the medical teacher swiftly directed the students, including the injured Bae Hyuksu, to the school clinic. The sterile white walls of the clinic provided a stark contrast to the chaotic events that had unfolded just moments ago. The nurses, equipped with healing abilities bestowed by the awakened world, began their work, tending to the injuries of Taehyun and his classmates. Despite the pain, Taehyun knew he had to be strategic, and that meant concealing the true cause of their injuries. When the medical teacher inquired about the origin of their wounds, Taehyun, quick on his feet, concocted a plausible yet humorous explanation. "We rolled down the stairs," he offered, a mischievous glint in his eyes. The medical teacher, perhaps accustomed to the occasional oddity of student stories, decided not to delve deeper into the matter. A slight chuckle escaped her lips as she proceeded with her duties, allowing Taehyun to sidestep any further questions. Fully treated and victorious over Bae Hyuksu, Taehyun found himself amid conflicting emotions. The thrill of awakening and settling a score was tempered by the enigma of his newfound skill, predation. "My rank, which I barely managed to change after training my entire life, increased after a single fight," he mused, contemplating the significance of his enhanced abilities. Despite its F rank, predation proved to be a force surpassing even a C rank. The ability to steal the skills of defeated opponents left Taehyun astounded. As questions about the mysterious power swirled in his mind, he couldn't help but ponder the motives behind the figure known as King. Why did that guy give me a power like this? Why did you make me regress? The uncertainty gnawed at Taehyun, leaving him with countless questions. Amidst the confusion, one singular purpose emerged: understanding predation. "I have countless questions," Taehyun acknowledged, his determination resolute. "But in the end, there's one thing I have to do." With the resolve to unveil the secrets behind predation, Taehyun embarked on a journey that would lead him deeper into the abyss, pushing the boundaries of his awakened abilities, and seeking answers that could alter the course of his newfound existence. Standing before his home, Taehyun stared at it with mixed emotions. "It's been a while since I came home. After my parents passed away, I stayed with my uncle." As he opened the gate, contemplating whether to search for information on similar skills, his eyes widened at an unexpected sight. 3 men, 2 wearing masks and 1 seated in a chair, were engaged in a confrontation with a boy collecting scattered money from the ground. The boy, upon seeing Taehyun, shouted, "Kim Taehyun?" Recognition struck Taehyun as he identified the boy before him. "Hwang Jae-young? Why aren't you at school?" "Hwang Jae-young, this bastard. Even before I regressed, I remember how he wanted to hang out with the other bullies. He took all the money in the house and caused a huge fuss." The unexpected reunion with a figure from his past added a layer of complexity to Taehyun's day. With newfound abilities and the mysteries of predation looming, he now found himself entangled in a situation that demanded a delicate balance between past grievances and the uncertainties of his awakened present. The man in the mosque demanded to know Taehyun's identity, addressing Hwang Jae-young with a quivering voice. Trembling, Hwang Jae-young struggled to provide an answer. "Wow, I was wondering who it was, but it was Jae-young's cousin," remarked the man on the chair, revealing a connection to Jae-young. He then rose and issued a threat to Taehyun, warning him to pass by without getting involved. "We'll take what we need and leave," declared the man, moving forward. He tapped his hand above his head and referred to Taehyun as unawakened young Nim. Taehyun, observing the situation silently, smirked. "Perfect. I wanted to test it." With a swift movement, he punched the threatening man, sending him crashing to the ground. "Keok," the man sputtered, shocked by the unexpected turn of events. The 2 masked men and Hwang Jae-young watched in disbelief. Taehyun, unfazed, raised his hand once more. The man on the ground pleaded, "Wait." Panic etched his face as Taehyun, with a confident smile, prepared to activate predation once again. However, to Taehyun's surprise, predation didn't kick in. The man on the ground, still bewildered, couldn't comprehend the sudden change. Fear flickered in Taehyun's eyes as the realization hit him: predation, his mysterious skill that had granted him unexpected power, was inaccessible. The unforeseen glitch left Taehyun in a vulnerable position, grappling with uncertainty in the face of an unexpected turn of events. The unexpected punch from the man on the ground sent Taehyun sprawling. The triumphant smiles of the three men revealed their intentions, and with cold determination, they unleashed their awakened powers. Blind see, poison see, bleed see. The combined force of the three powers struck Taehyun simultaneously, creating a massive explosion within the building. Smoke enveloped the room, obscuring the aftermath of the attack. As the smoke settled, the man arrogantly raised his hand, disdain evident in his voice. How dare an unawakened pretend to be awakened? He doesn't even know his place. However, his words were interrupted as he noticed something unexpected. The tremble in his eyes betrayed a sense of unease, hinting that the situation might not be as straightforward as he had assumed. The unexpected turn of events left an air of uncertainty lingering, both for Taehyun and the menacing trio that had sought to intimidate him. The confirmation of blind, poison, and bleed powers triggered the activation of Taehyun's predation skills. As the smoke cleared, a massive red aura enveloped him, indicating the successful resistance against the trio's awakened powers. With a confident smile, Taehyun remarked, "It suddenly didn't work." And it realized skills as it pleased. The mysterious power of predation had once again proven its unpredictable nature. Generating the powers of stone skin on his hand, Taehyun confronted the confused man in front of him. The man, bewildered by the turn of events, couldn't comprehend the sudden shift. His eyes twitched, and in the next moment, Taehyun unleashed a powerful punch, sending the man crashing onto the ground. The man, still struggling to understand the situation, could only mutter, "But it sure is strong." Emboldened by the successful activation of his awakened abilities, Taehyun swiftly took down all of his assailants one by one. The unexpected resilience and strength provided by predation turned the tide in his favor, proving that in the awakened world, unpredictability could be a powerful ally. Standing with a confident stance, Taehyun pondered the revelations of his awakened abilities. He murmured to himself, "For now, I guess I have learned two things, huh? The status window that is only visible for the awakened." Taehyun examined the details. Name, Kim Taehyun. Age, 19. Rank, E. Strength, 3. Stamina, 6. Speed, 5. Mana, 10. Fatigue, 71%. Magic left, 10 out of 10. Skill, Predation E, can prey on your desired target. Mana, 5. Stone Skin E can strengthen your body. Mana, 1. It details out information on the awakened, but not all of it is displayed, he noted. Continuing his contemplation, Taehyun delved into the mysteries of predation. Until just now, mana wasn't lacking in the slightest, yet predation didn't activate. In other words, aside from the description, factors other than mana must be affecting its use. Besides that, the passive effect of the predation skill that is mentioned in the skill description, it resists and neutralizes skills related to abnormal conditions, such as poisoning or bleeding. Taehyun touched his chin, pondering further. Well, I can gradually confirm whether my speculations are correct. More importantly, just as he was lost in thought, Hwang Jae-young kneeled before him. Taehyun, taken aback, asked, "What are you doing?" Hwang Jae-young raised his head and pleaded, "After seeing such an impressive side of you, I, Hwang Jae-young, your cousin, reflecting on my actions, please forgive me this one time. Whether it's leaking your shoes or barking like a dog, I'll do whatever you tell me to." Torn between amusement and exasperation, Taehyun couldn't help but think, I knew this guy was a damn fox back then. But who knew it was this bad? The unexpected turn of events added a touch of humor to the complexities of Taehyun's newly awakened life. As Taehyun considered the immediate issues at hand, he couldn't help but think, well, the urgent issue isn't him, but another incident that will happen today. With knowledge of the future events, Taehyun decided to forgive Hwang Jae-young, who was earnestly seeking forgiveness. "Fine, I'll forgive you." Hwang Jae-young, relieved, raised his head, "Are you really? In return, come with me to get something done." The scene shifted to a factory, shielded from the outside with a sign warning, "Restricted area, do not enter." Inside, a young man with spectacles, a young lady, and a teenage boy stood in front of the gate. A gate break. A phenomenon where monsters appear as a path to the abyss suddenly opens up. If left unattended, a dungeon disaster will occur. The young man stated, "It's been 10 years since the last dungeon break." The gate was suddenly created, showing monsters are swarming over. The lady, just behind him, suggested, "Judging from the monsters, if we don't do anything, the dungeon disaster is only moments away. Should we get the neighborhood areas to evacuate?" The man assured her, "No need, because we have my skill, Barrier B, on our side. On top of that, the rank for this gate break is only C. That means the strongest monster that comes out of the gate would be C rank. In other words, even in case of an unanticipated crisis." As they discussed the situation, the barrier, intended to contain the monsters, suddenly broke down. The monsters rushed out, catching the group off guard. Undeterred, the man asserted, "As B rankers, we are more than capable of hunting it." The unexpected turn of events hinted at the impending challenges that awaited Taehyun and his newfound allies, setting the stage for a thrilling adventure into the abyss. On the city streets, Hwang Jae-young and Taehyun approached the barrier gate, discussing the upcoming gate break incident. Taehyun had already briefed Jae-young about the situation. Jae-young, showing enthusiasm, exclaimed, "You said the control personnel are already there, sir? Then that's a good thing, sir." Taehyun, somewhat annoyed, retorted, "Shut up with the sir." Jae-young quickly corrected himself, "You're right. This gate break's initial estimate is C rank. On the other hand, the control personnel are B rank, so there won't be any issue against C rank." Jae-young enthusiastically agreed, "Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But only if it is actually a C rank dungeon." Meanwhile, at the gate break site, the control personnel, consisting of a young man with spectacles, a young lady, and a teenage boy, engaged in battle against numerous monsters. However, something seemed amiss. "How strange. These low-rank monsters pierced through my barrier B," the young man wondered aloud. Concerned, he questioned whether the mana overflowed from the gate, potentially surpassing his rank. His companion, noticing something unusual, stuttered, "Team leader. Something inside the gate is..." Before the revelation could be completed, monsters began pouring out from the gate, causing chaos. Suddenly, the entire gate collapsed, revealing a colossal monster with big teeth, an A-ranked giant ogre. The young man's eyes twitched upon seeing the A-ranked monster, and a sense of urgency filled the air. "What is that?" A massive explosion erupted in the area as the A-ranked giant ogre and its monstrous companions approached the three control personnel. The unexpected upgrade from AC to an A rank intensified the danger, creating a dire situation for the team as they faced the colossal threat emerging from the abyss. Amid the chaos, Hwang Jae-young questioned Taehyun's knowledge of the unfolding events, expressing disbelief. "Let's say you are right, but this is ridiculous. How the hell do you know all of this?" Taehyun calmly replied, "Because I have already gone through this." Far from seeing monsters, they didn't even issue an evacuation order. Jae-young taunted him, suggesting intuition, to which Taehyun asserted, "My intuition says it's so." Jae-young, still skeptical, accused Taehyun of lying, but their conversation was cut short as they witnessed people running for their lives, chased by monsters. Panic and chaos erupted around them. "Run! It's a gate break! Help. Stunned by the unfolding crisis, Jae-young turned to Taehyun, seeking guidance. Taehyun instructed him, "You remember what I told you to do, right? Go on then." As Jae-young hesitated, questioning Taehyun's actions, Taehyun responded coldly, "Me. I'll get rid of those and be right behind you." Determined, Taehyun unleashed his stone skin powers and began walking toward the impending danger. The scene shifted to a man observing the city through a glass window. He acknowledged the escalating crisis, realizing that the gate break, initially thought to be C rank, turned out to be A rank. With reinforcements unavailable due to others being occupied with dungeon conquests and abyss exploration, he recognized that the only solution was an A rank awakened. The man turned around to address another figure in the room, urging him to help. "You are our only hope. Help us." The A rank awakened, Blade of Lunacy, on Hyun-soo, declared his intention to assist. He encouraged those in distress, exclaiming, "Everyone! Hang in there. The hero. I, on Hyun-soo, am coming." A peculiar note about on Hyun-soo's speciality, 8th-grader syndrome, added an intriguing element to the unfolding events, hinting at a unique character with a distinctive background. As Taehyun advanced, he invoked the power of stone skin. In mere minutes, he dispatched numerous monsters with skillful precision. Raising his hand, a dark red aura enveloped him, effortlessly incapacitating several creatures as their jaws shattered with a single, decisive strike. Despite facing mere E-class monsters, Taehyun wore a confident smile. He foresaw the failure of the predatory instinct, attributing it to fatigue. He knew that if his fatigue exceeded 70%, the ability wouldn't activate, and at present, it stood at a manageable 52%. In this mystical realm, the activation of skills hinges not only on the use of mana, but also on a crucial factor, fatigue. The more a skill is employed or physical activity is undertaken, the higher the fatigue level rises. As it increases, the power of skills diminishes, and the burden on the physical body intensifies. Amidst these considerations, a revelation unfolded for Taehyun. Absorbing the essence of deceased monsters offered a means of mana recovery without its active consumption. The system's prompt confirmed his success. The target's life activity has ceased, so mana will not be consumed. You have executed a complete prediction and reclaimed your mana. A subtle smirk crossed Taehyun's lips as he anticipated the impending system message. Sure enough, the system informed him of his elevated rank, D. Both Predation and Stone Skin had ascended from E to D. Taehyun couldn't contain his excitement, exclaiming, "The more I utilize prediction, the more I can grow." Envisioning his potential ascent to S rank or even the elusive SS rank, he entertained the idea of becoming the first triple S rank. However, amidst his contemplation, a voice shattered his thoughts. Turning his head, he witnessed a figure approaching the formidable A-ranked giant ogre, wielding a lightning sword and vehemently declaring, "You dirty monster. I'll reclaim justice for the souls you've taken. Ahn Hyunsu will judge you." From a distance, Taehyun observed the unfolding confrontation, contemplating his next move. As the giant ogre retaliated, Ahn Hyunsu fearlessly advanced, his eyes flashing with determination as he drew his sword, slashing the monster multiple times until a brilliant light emerged from the scene. Taehyun stood in shock, witnessing the A-ranked monster easily defeated. He marveled at Ahn Hyunsu's prowess, realizing that this was the A-ranked awakened who had single-handedly resolved the gate issue before his regression. Blade of Lunacy, Ahn Hyunsu, lived up to his reputation as a formidable force. Post-victory over the giant ogre, Ahn Hyunsu chuckled, "Fufu. Idiotic monster. He died at the hands of my justice sword." Taehyun pondered why Ahn Hyunsu, whom he knew from before his regression, was present. He recalled Ahn Hyunsu's intense battle with a giant ogre on the other side of the city. However, the mood shifted unexpectedly. Ahn Hyunsu closed his hands, whispering, "Citizens. I hope you will be at peace up there." Taehyun was taken aback, sensing an unusual skill activation. Suddenly, in the next moment, Ahn Hyunsu, mid-sentence, was stabbed by another monster. Blood spewed from his mouth, and Taehyun couldn't help but exclaim, "What?" The assailant declared, "I caught you, Ahn Hyunsu." The situation took a dramatic turn, leaving Taehyun stunned and the fate of Ahn Hyunsu hanging in the balance. Meanwhile, Hwang Jeong employed his sleepwalking skill, rendering Taehyun's school nurse, Choi Naeung, unconscious. Despite his actions, doubt lingered in his mind. Is this okay? He questioned himself, remembering Taehyun's forewarning, "Tonight, a lot of people will die. One of those people is our school nurse, Choi Naeung. She'll perish, focusing on relief activities rather than evacuating." Recalling Taehyun's instructions, Hwang Jeong doubted his abilities. "You can put people to sleep using your sleep skill, right? Then put Choi Naeung to sleep and evacuate her to a safe place. I'll handle the rest." Still perplexed about how Taehyun knew about the impending danger, Hwang Jeong reasoned, "Perhaps. Does that make sense? But there is no other explanation." "Yeah. Taehyun. No. Taehyun Hyungim." A sudden realization hit him. Awakened a skill to see the future. No. Seeing the future. That's so awesome. No. That's crazy, crazy. Anyway, nothing will go wrong. As uncertainty filled the air, Hwang Jeong grappled with the extraordinary nature of Taehyun's abilities and the responsibility entrusted to him. The scene shifted back to the gate break incident location, and Taehyun couldn't help but sneer, sensing that something had gone seriously wrong. Ahn Hyunsu, while covering his wound, demanded, "Who are you? Reveal your identity." The monstrous figure cackled, "Kikek. You're alive even after being stabbed at a vital point. How surprising. Ranks are different, after all. This will make hunting fun." B-ranked villain Han Sang-do emerged with a sinister air, his skill being stealth, B. Awakened individuals who committed crimes were referred to as villains, and Han Sang-do, a homicidal maniac, had taken advantage of the gate break to indulge in his thrill of murder. Taehyun realized the gravity of the situation. "But, I'm sure they never met before. I regret. Yet the future changed because of me?" Ahn Hyunsu, filled with anger, declared, "You evil bastard. You are a villain. I'll punish you with my own hands." He rushed towards Han Sang-do, but as they approached, both were startled by the sudden resurgence of the giant ogre, who roared. Ahn Hyunsu exclaimed, "What? A giant ogre?" Behind him, Han Sang-do chuckled, "Kahaha. What an incredible regeneration ability. As expected of an A-rank monster." The giant ogre, raising its hand, smashed it onto the ground. Han Sang-do, sneering, decided, "Kekekek. There's no helping it. I'll leave Ahn Hyunsu to that bastard." He then turned his attention to Taehyun, his eyes flashing, "Anyway, to think we had a spectator. Kaha. Nice. The more prey there is, the better. Then, die." With those words, he rushed towards Taehyun. Taehyun, surprised by the sudden attack, instinctively activated the stone skin skill, saving himself. He retorted, "Moron," and swiftly countered with a powerful kick to Han Sang-do's face. Han Sang-do, taken aback, chuckled, "Kiki. You bastard. So you are awakened." Taehyun's eyes twitched as he identified him, B-rank villain, Han Sang-do. The lunatic who's going around committing murder using the stealth skill. "It's you, isn't it?" With determination, Taehyun prepared to face this formidable adversary. "Great running into you," he said as the stone skin emerged on his hand. Han Sang-do advanced, wielding his sword, while Taehyun stood fearlessly, arms crossed. The clash between the sword and the stone skin-covered hand resulted in no damage to Taehyun. Undeterred, Taehyun launched multiple attacks, yet they seemed ineffective. "Kiki. You are certainly skilled enough to be confident. Who knew that the blades are useless on you?" mocked Han Sang-do. Taehyun pressed on, attacking relentlessly, but Han Sang-do continued his taunting. "I don't know how you know of me, but you must be thinking you have a chance of winning because my attacks aren't working on you." He paused, a purple aura emanating from his body, and then he utilized his stealth skill, disappearing. "But you see, kiddo. You should know that the world doesn't go according to your plans," Han Sang-do declared. Taehyun sneered, "Stealth. So, in the end, he hit himself? But he must know that won't change the fact that his attacks are still useless." Taehyun remained confident, ready to face whatever trick Han Sang-do had up his sleeve. "Are you sure about that?" Han Sang-do suddenly emerged behind Taehyun and slashed instantly, splashing blood from Taehyun as the stone skin broke. Taehyun, surprised by this unexpected turn, found himself vulnerable. Han Sang-do exclaimed, "Do you even know how many guys like you I've wanted? Those who mistake their skills to be invincible. With your weakness exposed, you're just flustered and dying to run away. You understand this before you die. All skills have a weakness." He attacked again, revealing the flaw in the stone skin. It couldn't completely block attacks, the unbearable shock would crush the stone, and the crushed part would be replaced with a stone of remarkably lower durability. Taehyun, however, remained composed, realizing that a hand-to-hand fight was still possible against a B-ranked opponent. He contemplated, "Should we wrap up the test now?" Han Sang-do was surprised by the statement, asking, "What?" He rushed towards Taehyun, laughing, "Kahaha. Did you go mad after being driven into a corner?" Taehyun posed a question, "B-rank villain Han Sang-do, do you know why I wanted to meet you?" Han Sang-do replied, "Ha. What the heck are you talking about?" Approaching, Taehyun's eyes twitched as a dark red aura emerged from his body. Taehyun revealed, "Because I wanted to take your skill." Han Sang-do was shocked, whispering, "What on earth is this wicked mana? This bastard, was hiding this the whole time?" But Taehyun had a surprise in store. Taehyun confidently raised his hand, saying, "Didn't you say it yourself? That every skill has a weakness?" He continued, "I realized this after devouring moisture several times. Among those monsters, countless escaped my sight. But in the end, prediction gobbled up all of them. Simply put, wherever you hide, wherever you run away to." Taehyun paused for emphasis, "Predation will get to you no matter what." With those words, the skill of predation manifested and ultimately brought an end to Han Sang-do. The night transitioned into the morning. On the ground, Ahn Hyunsu whispered, "Damn it. If only that cunning villain didn't get me. The hero of justice. Invincible warrior. Even I, Ahn Hyunsu, cannot defy death." His words resonated with frustration and acceptance. Soon, the giant ogre approached and prepared to smash Ahn Hyunsu into the ground. The giant ogre rolled loudly as the man beneath the attack seemed to vanish. Taehyun, witnessing the peril, intervened just in time. "What the hell? You are flat on the ground," Taehyun remarked as he saved Ahn Hyunsu from the impending attack. He grabbed Ahn Hyunsu with one hand and commented, "No wonder. After all, it is way more comfortable." With that, the skill of predation emerged, and Taehyun swiftly eliminated the giant ogre, ensuring the safety of Ahn Hyunsu. A few hours later, the scene shifts back to Taehyun's house. His uncle and aunt were overjoyed to see Taehyun and Jae-young return home safely. Jae-young greeted, "Mom. Dad. I'm home." Taehyun inquired, "Uncle, everything's fine, right?" Both parents expressed their relief and happiness. "My goodness. We were worried the monsters got you." Jae-young chuckled, "Ha ha ha. Nothing happened. Isn't that right, Hyung?" However, his mom interjected, "Maybe not for you since you weren't home, but the house is a wrecked mess as if someone ravaged the place." Undeterred, Jae-young insisted, "No, nothing happened. Isn't that right, Hyung?" Taehyun, with a mysterious response, stated, "I can't say." Breaking news interrupted the conversation. As per government guidelines, the gate break warning had been completely lifted. Due to the possibility of a subsequent outbreak, nearby schools were ordered to be closed for a week. As news of survivors gradually emerged, the public began to breathe a sigh of relief. The news anchor clarified, "Dear citizens. I'm not the one who took down the giant ogre. The true hero is someone else." However, the report highlighted the concerns regarding the undiscovered corpse of the giant ogre and the unknown whereabouts of the villain who attacked the public. People were anxious about the adequacy of preventive measures for safety purposes. Observing the news, Taehyun sighed in relief, "Thankfully, there's no mention of me." He then contemplated, "Okay, then. Shall we advance to the next stage?" Name, Kim Taehyun. Age, 19. Rank, D. Strength, 15. Stamina, 20. Speed, 15. Mana, 40. Fatigue, 5%. Magic left, 40 of 40. Skills. 1. Predation, D can prey on your desired target, mana, 10. 2. Stone skin, D can strengthen your body, mana, 3. 3. Stealth, D can hide your body, mana, 5. Now I have 3 skills, Taehyun mused, contemplating the recent acquisition of stealth, which was a particularly advantageous outcome. However, he acknowledged the challenge of utilizing all 3 skills at his current level. Recklessly wielding them could deplete his mana rapidly and elevate his fatigue level, potentially leading to disastrous consequences. To counter this, Taehyun recognized the importance of potions. He considered them the best preventive measure against mana depletion and fatigue escalation. Potions, elixirs created for purposes such as mana or fatigue recovery, offered a solution. However, Taehyun was aware of their high cost. Eager to earn money legally and unable to hunt without proper permission, he saw exploring undiscovered dungeons as the only viable option. Upon entering, the monsters were taken aback. "How dare a mere mortal come here?" one questioned. Another wondered, "How did you find us?" A third, with a sinister laugh, suggested, "Ha ha ha. Let's paralyze him and have a feast." Taehyun, undeterred, faced the challenges within the dungeon, ready to explore and make his mark. Taehyun sneered confidently, "Oh, they're great at talking too. Are they high in intelligence?" He faced a group of spider sisters, ranked B. B rank isn't high enough to change my rank. Do I have to eat hundreds of them for that? Taehyun contemplated, not underestimating the challenge before him. In response to Taehyun's dismissive statement, the spider sisters erupted in anger, "How dare you, you arrogant lowly human! Do you not realize the situation you are in?" One of the spiders filled her mouth with air and blew a paralysis attack at Taehyun, proclaiming, "We're going to eat you alive." The other spiders joined in laughter, taunting, "Ha ha ha. How do you feel now? Do you feel yourself becoming unable to move from the paralysis?" Their confidence was short-lived. In the next moment, Taehyun stopped the attack using his skilled predation, succeeding due to a mysterious power resistance. Taehyun exclaimed, as predicted, you had quite a useful skill. Faced with Taehyun's powers, the spiders frowned, and outside the engagement, several screams of the spiders echoed. The predation was successful, leading to the registration of a new skill, paralysis. Taehyun, proving his prowess, continued to navigate the challenges within the dungeon, expanding his skills and capabilities. The scene shifted to the new South Korea Player Association, where two guards stood outside. Inside, a discussion was underway between three individuals. 1. New South Korea Player Association HR Deputy Manager Go Tae-wook. 2. Guild Master of the Night Walkers and S-Rank Player Yu Ayoung. 3. Chairman of the new South Korea Player Association and an S-Rank Player Jee Jinhui. Go Tae-wook explained the concept of a player, someone legally permitted to use their skills for various objectives such as abyss exploration and dungeon clearing. The association had 5 player centers: Undivided, 4 fighters, Alchemists, 4 crafters, Magicians, 4 mages, Nightwalkers, 4 informants, and the authorized agency managing players, including the 4 great guilds. Guild Master Yu Ayoung, representing the Nightwalkers, greeted Chairman Jee Jinhui, saying, "It's been a long time, Chairman." Ji Jinhui thanked her for coming and inquired about any discoveries regarding the Malignant Guild. Malignant Guild was a criminal organization formed by the most brutal felons among villains, identifiable by gold rings with 3 skulls carved on them. Handed over a report detailing the recent movements of the Malignant Guild and the players they were targeting. "Oh. But I'm sure you didn't call me just to receive a document in person. So what is it about?" Yu Ayoung questioned. Ji Jinhui chuckled, "Ha ha ha. Well. Do you know what it is? I wanted your opinion on something." Yu Ayoung was intrigued but couldn't fully grasp the situation. "My opinion?" she asked. Chairman Ji Jinhui explained, "Miss Ayoung, when did you take the player test?" Yu Ayoung replied, "Of course, when I became of qualifying age at 19 years old." Realizing the implication, she exclaimed, "Chairman, don't tell me." Ji Jinhui's mouth curled up. "Do you think a high school student could travel a monster in a fight?" The revelation left Yu Ayoung in contemplation, hinting at a significant and potentially challenging task ahead. The scene shifts back to the dungeon where Taehyun, sitting on several dead bodies of spider monsters, contacts one of the 4 great guilds, the Alchemists. "Hello? Is this one of the 4 great guilds, the Alchemists?" The thing is, I want to buy some potions." The 7-day school closure order from the Great Break had ended. During those 7 days, Taehyun engaged in physical training and cleared some dungeons. When he visited the alchemists, they were surprised by the number of mana stones he possessed. "So many mana stones? VIP. No. We shall treat you as an SVIP. So please agree to trade with the alchemists," they exclaimed. Engaging in potion training, Taehyun's status and skills were upgraded. Name, Kim Taehyun. Age, 19. Rank, C. Strength, 30. Stamina, 32. Speed, 31. Mana, 65. Fatigue, 16%. Magic left, 65 of 65. Skills. 1. Predation, seek and prey on your desired target, mana, 15. 2. Stone skin, seek and strengthen your body, mana, 9. 3. Stealth, seek and hide your body, mana, 8. 4. Paralysis, see restrains the target's body, mana, 7. With enhanced skills and resources, Taehyun was ready to face new challenges and continue his journey in the world of awakened beings. As Taehyun upgraded to rank C, he realized there was still a long journey ahead, but he couldn't neglect his responsibilities, including attending school. Reflecting on the past days, he was approached by fellow students who inquired about a rumor involving him beating up Bae Hyuksu's lackeys. Kim Taehyun. I heard a rumor about you beating up Bae Hyuksu's lackeys. Does that mean you've awakened? One student questioned, expressing concern. Whatever the case, Kim Taehyun is in big trouble, another remarked, hinting at potential repercussions. The girl behind the boy sought more information, asking, "Oh? Why?" The boy explained, "Don't you know? Now that things have escalated to this." As the conversation unfolded, footsteps approached, and Taehyun's attention turned to a man who kicked a chair and confidently placed his foot on the table in front of Taehyun. The man addressed him, "There's no way Lee Jungji will let things slide." "Been a while, old friend," said Lee Jungji, an S-rank player and the third-generation chaebol of the Taesan group. He was also the boss of the bullies at Taesan High School and the main culprit who ordered Bae Hyuksu to harass Taehyun for being unawakened. The situation seemed to be taking a serious turn as the past and present collided. Taehyun responded coldly, "Someone like you, friend? Huh, cut the crap and fuck off." The person behind Lee Jungji protested, "Why you bastard? Who do you think you are talking to?" Ignoring the commotion, Lee Jungji punched Taehyun in the face, causing blood to spill. Unfazed, Lee Jungji remarked, "Can't you see? Are we having a conversation? Kim Taehyun, I get that you are in high spirits after defeating Bae Hyuksu. However, shouldn't you be more careful picking who to act up in front of?" Feeling a bit intimidated by Lee Jungji's aura, Taehyun whispered, "Is this the magic of an S-ranked awakened? It is indeed amazing." Lee Jungji continued, warning Taehyun, "You better listen while I'm being nice." However, Taehyun, undeterred, took out his hand from his pocket and murmured, "But you see. I wonder how you will face predation." As he was about to use his skill, a girl intervened and shouted, "Lee Jungji, that's enough. Now stop." She positioned herself between the two, halting the escalating fight, and addressed Taehyun, "You as well. Enough of this." Taehyun's mouth curled up in a smirk as he recognized the girl who intervened as Lim Ah-hyung. Class President. Rich family's young lady. Yu Ayoung's half-sister. S-rank awakened. The model student. The prospective first-ranker next term. Noblesse oblige. Future SS rank player. She had countless nicknames and was expected to earn even more, but the problem was that she was uncompromising and simply wouldn't back down. The unexpected presence of Lim Ah-hyung seemed to put a pause on the brewing conflict. Lee Jungji smiled and said, "What do you mean, stop? Someone might think I'm doing something." "Huh. We're just friends having a chat." Lim Ah-hyung confronted him, stating, "Friends? What about how you just punched him in the face?" Lee Jungji's eyes flashed, and he retorted, "Lim Ah-hyung, what's it to yourself? Got it?" Lim Ah-hyung wasn't intimidated, replying, "I'm going to use force if you don't leave on your own. Quit it and get lost." As tensions rose between the two, Taehyun intervened, urging them to stop before the whole classroom turned chaotic. Both Lim Ah-hyung and Lee Jungji realized the situation, and Lee Jungji decided to leave, saying, Let's quit it. Yeah, just stop. I have no intention of fighting here." As he prepared a golden fireball in his hand, aiming it at Lim Ah-hyung, the fight seemed inevitable. However, a sudden announcement from the broadcasting club interrupted the escalating conflict. A special lecture organized by the Players Association was announced, requiring all students to assemble in the main hall immediately. Upon hearing this, Lee Jungji was surprised, holding the fireball. He looked at Taehyun and Lim Ah-hyung and said, "My goodness, just know that you are lucky, before leaving the class. Lim Ah-hyung, who was fighting, relaxed and checked on Taehyun. As she turned back, Taehyun had already disappeared. Behind her, Taehyun's voice echoed, "What are you doing standing there? Didn't you hear the announcement to assemble in the main hall? Well then, I'll be going first, okay?" She was left dumbfounded, wondering if Kim Taehyun had always been that way. The scene transitions to the main hall where all students have assembled. Discussions among them are prevalent, a special lecture by the Player Association. What on earth is this lecture about, and is it because of the gate break? The sound echoed through the arena, Ah. Greetings, everyone. My name is Go Taewook, HR Deputy Manager of the Player Association. I'm here today for two reasons. One is to apologize for the Player Association's lack of response to the gate break and to provide safety training. The second reason is to inform you of the changes to the player tryouts for those of you in whose hands lie the future of our new South Korea Player Association. Amid the gathering, Lee Junji murmured to himself, "Kim Taehyun, that bastard." Lim Ah-hyung appeared tense, thinking, "Kim Taehyun. I gotta talk to him after this." Meanwhile, Taehyun was visibly yawning, seemingly uninterested in the proceedings. The stage is set for the special lecture, with various emotions and thoughts swirling among the students. Several discussions were held again, with questions like, "Player tryouts? What does that have to do with us? Doesn't that start at age 19? We can't participate this year anyway." HR Deputy Manager Go Taewook responded, "You may have thought that, but, of course, we are here to inform you because it is related to you. Due to the recent outbreak incident and the steep rise in the number of monsters and dungeons, the Players Association has recognized that we are understaffed. Starting from these tryouts, we will have a unique nomination event for high school students." Some students were surprised to hear this, exclaiming, "High school students? Even us?" Go Taewook continued, "Nominees from each school will be selected based on a combination of factors such as ability, assessment scores, academic record, and behavior. These tryouts will indeed be open to high school students, but the selection process is already underway, facilitated by Go Taewook's unique skill, the Observer's Eye. The Observer's Eye can quantify the total of the subject's abilities and allows the user to view the stat window information of the target. Numbers appeared above the students' heads as Go Taewook used his skill. Certainly. Here, the numbers are far better than in other locations. They'll make great players. But the most shocking events among all of them are, those two. Lee Junji with 1924 points and Lim Ah-hyung with 2,335 points. Earlier, Yu Ayang had mentioned, "Here, I'm giving this to you only because the chairman asked a favor. Nightwalkers did send me a list of recommended candidates, but I can't believe there are so many untrained awakened." As he thought about writing up recommendations, Lee Junji raised his hand and shouted, "Mr. Player? You said you'd inform us about the player tryouts, but aren't some candidates here unfit for you to do that?" Go Taewook, not understanding properly, asked, "Unfit candidates?" Lee Junji explained, "In player tryouts, we assess people suitable to be players among the awakened. In other words, I don't believe a mere unawakened person needs to hear this lecture. Strength is not all that makes a player. Whether it's the rank of awakening, the ability to handle different situations, or profound knowledge about the abyss, becoming a player involves assessing a range of complex skills. However, in the end, all these complexities trace back to the awakened individuals. For the unawakened, it feels like rubbing salt in the wounds, doesn't it?" He said all these things, pointing towards Taehyun. Upon hearing these remarks, Taehyun clenched his teeth and whispered, "Lee Junji. Are you willing to go this far to confirm whether I've awakened, huh?" Lee Junji smiled and murmured to himself, "Go on. If you are awakened, prove it. Lim Ah-hyung, frustrated with his nonsense, shouted, Lee Junji, stop it. In response to Lim Ah-hyung's reaction, Taehyun sneered, expected reaction, nasty rude ass X100. Then he added, what are you doing? Did I ask for your help? Lim Ah-hyung turned back, gritted her teeth, and retorted, whatever, I don't care either. So. I wish you would send them out of here as soon as possible. Go Taewook exclaimed, I understand what you are saying. It's up to the student to decide whether or not they want to attend the lecture. Lee Junji said, Kim Taehyun, how are you not humiliated? It's not like you can get nominated as an unawakened, huh? Or. Do you not care about player tryouts? Do you think that's possible? Taehyun murmured to himself, certainly, without proving myself as an awakened, I can't even get a peek at the player tryouts. But to get recommended, I don't necessarily have to demonstrate that myself. As he pondered, the observer's eye manifested above him. Go Taewook overheard all the conversations happening below. Lee Junji, he's an S-rank player, yet he's bullying others. How pathetic. And did he say? Kim Taehyun? An unawakened with an unknown latent rank as per the student department, a pitiful existence in the midst of the awakened. The system prompted, information could not be verified. Go Taewook was shocked. Taehyun acknowledged, you're right. I was too thoughtless. What use would it be for a lowly unawakened to attend such a lecture? It'd only hurt their pride. So, I'll get the heck out of here myself. You guys, stay locked up here and attend your oh-so-great lecture. Lee Junji scoffed, ha. Till the end, this guy. Go Taewook couldn't understand what happened. My observer's eye didn't work on him. But even with the chairman and Yu Ayang, this has never happened. Yet why, with a kid like him? As Taehyun was leaving, Go Taewook used his skill again. Information could not be verified. Information could not be verified. Information verified. Suddenly, Go Taewook's eyes twitched upon seeing Taehyun's stats, which were 5096, the highest among all. The scene shifts to the school's library, where Taehyun is sitting on the ground, engrossed in reading books. I figured I'd spend the rest of the day looking for clues about the king. Well, not like I'll find something here anyway. As he contemplated, 3 figures approached him and said, Jungji's looking for you. Come with us. Taehyun's mouth curled up, and he replied, and if I say no? One of them casually remarked, your aunt runs a restaurant, doesn't she? Taehyun's eyes twitched upon hearing about his aunt. What? They said, Jungji wanted me to tell you this, you are a pathetic orphan. Do you want to give your aunt a hard time? When she's already struggling? Don't worry, though. We're gonna drag you to Jungji either way. Suddenly, a massive explosion erupted inside the library, destroying all the bookshelves around them. Taehyun gripped the man in his hand, holding him in the air, and exclaimed, don't make me ask you twice. Where is that bastard, Lee Jungji? The scene shifted to Taesan High's basketball court. Taehyun positioned himself to face Lee Jungji on one. A figure in a black dress stood beside Lee Jungji, identified as Seol Hundu, an A-rank player and Lee Jungji's bodyguard. Seol Hundu remarked, this is surprising. Lee Jungji asked, what do you think it is? Seol Hundu, observing Taehyun, responded, after that young one came here, I've been casting a couple of status effect skills, but they are not working at all. With such great resistance, he's probably an A-rank awakened. Lee Jungji sneered, Kiki, as expected. So, you had awakened. In that case, shall we have a chat with our friend here? On the other side, Taehyun stood still. Not receiving any response, Lee Jungji continued, "My words may have been crude. But I have no intention of hurting you. I want to scout you. Actually, I'm going to form a guild after I graduate as the heir to the Taesan group. But even a genius like me can't do everything on his own. You get what I mean? Human talent. Not like some bum like Bae Hyuksu. Real talented people. Just like the current you, Kim Taehyun." He laughed wildly and continued, "So, Kim Taehyun, forget your old grudges and come work for me. Then not just wealth and honor. I'll even get your family out of that shitty life." Finally, Taehyun spoke, "What a load of shit. Scout? Wealth and honor? Lee Jungji, you crossed a line." With that said, he unleashed the skill of stone skin. Lee Jungji was surprised by Taehyun's changed attitude and said firmly, "Oh. That's right. As I thought, dogs have to be treated." With that said, he unleashed his. Seol Hundu, the bodyguard, realized the intensity of the moment and swiftly employed his skill, Room. Room was a binding skill that enveloped the space in magic, rendering it undetectable to outsiders. Soon, the binding spells covered the entire area, ensuring that no one outside would find out about the young master's fight. "Now, let's enjoy the scene, shall we?" Both of them rushed towards each other. There was no fear in either of their eyes, only a palpable killing intent. Their fists collided, causing a massive explosion. The fiery fist of Lee Jungji shattered the stone skin of Taehyun. This unexpected turn surprised Taehyun. In the next moment, Lee Jungji jumped and released a fiery kick, smashing Taehyun to the ground and causing the whole area to explode. Blood spewed from Taehyun's mouth. Lee Jungji exclaimed, "Ha ha ha. Do you finally see where you stand now?" In the distance, Seol Hundu, the bodyguard, watched everything unfold and whispered, "That young one, Kim Taehyun. I feel sorry for him. He's probably a high-grade body-strengthening skill user and an A-rank awakened. With combat skills and mental power you wouldn't expect from a student, it's probably hard for him to find a reasonable opponent. But today, his opponent is the epitome of intelligence. S-rank. Kim Taehyun, you have no chance of winning. You better learn your place and give up." As he contemplated, his eyes widened upon witnessing a twist in the fight. Lee Jungji was struggling to land a hit on Kim Taehyun, who deftly dodged dozens of attacks. In the next moment, Taehyun struck Lee Jungji brutally on his face, smashing him to the ground. Seol Hundu frowned, "What? Impossible." The young master was overpowered in a close combat fight. But how on earth? Lee Jungji laughed, "Damn it. Kim Taehyun, you bastard. What the hell did you do? My body. I can't move." Seol Hundu was surprised, he can't move? Body strengthening wasn't his only skill then? What the hell is he? What the hell did he do? A fierce smile appeared on Taehyun's face, finally, it's working. Taehyun acquired a total of 3 skills through Predation, Stone Skin, Stealth, and Paralysis. However, he didn't utilize all of his skills from the start. The C-rank Paralysis couldn't easily pierce through S-rank resistance, and Stealth immediately disarms far-reaching fire attacks. Predation is a last resort and shouldn't be used lightly. Taehyun's objective was the accumulation of paralysis in close combat. Status effect skills have a greater effect when dealt with in direct blows rather than from a distance. With damage dealt by continuous blows of paralysis, even against high S-rank resistance. You have been paralyzed. You have successfully resisted it. You have been paralyzed. You have successfully resisted it. Paralyzed. Resisted. You failed at resisting paralysis. As Lee Jungji was paralyzed, Taehyun approached towards him. Seol Hundu was standing there, helpless, witnessing Taehyun's prowess. He muttered, He's a genius. In a head-on battle, he surpassed the young master's level. But the fight? Lee Jungji, struggling, said, Kakik. I admit it, Kim Taehyun. I guess I underestimated you too much. If not that, there is no way I'd lose to a piece of shit like you. Soon, Lee Jungji took out a purple crystal from his pocket and crushed it, unleashing purple mana. Taehyun was surprised by this. The next moment, Lee Jungji's powers transformed into a large fiery skull, and his half-body burst into flames. Shall fight you seriously as well.